Okay, hopefully this is recording now, but anyway, my name is Joel Butel. I'm your instructor for the course you'll be taking this summer at San Joaquin Delta College, Micro and Macroeconomics. I just wanted to provide you guys with this opening video. That way you could have a chance to understand what we're going to be doing this semester and how things are going to work. We'll kind of befuddle this along. I'm switching things out this summer after a year of using a different software package for the course. Just really had a lot of frustrations and things weren't working out the way I'd like them to. So I'm switching things up. So hopefully it's not too confusing for any of us, but it will make it work. Anyway, so first I'm going to start by doing first, welcome. And then second, I'm going to start by doing a screen share. And we're going to, let's share this. Okay. So first off, you're going to get an email sometime tonight. I'm going to enroll you in the course. I'm going to take all of your names, and I'll take also your emails from the registration website for San Joaquin Delta College, where you're getting this email that is going to give you a link to this video for. You're going to get an email. It's going to be from Economist in a Box. This is the new program we're offering this using this semester. You can click here or here to get started. And it'll just say your name, your email. It won't have a username because you don't have one yet. None of you are registered on this site yet, so since I've never used it. So you'll click that link. It'll open up. So in the beginning, you can look around, but you can't do anything until you've been invited to or accepted to participate. So you're going to have to click the accept, hopefully, instead of the decline. Although if you look at all of this and you say, screw this crap, I'm not staying in the course, then go ahead and decline and don't even bother registering. That's fine. Just make sure you drop the course with the registrar. You won't hurt my feelings. Normally every semester, especially in the online classes, once students realize the workload, and especially in a summer session, we get quite a few people who they're honest with themselves and they realize they don't have time for doing the course right now. So you'll click accept, and once you click accept, you're in the course. And by the time all of you get this email in the morning, I've got this class set to open up around 8 a.m. You'll be able to go in and start actually working. But for now, we're going to close this out. And once you click accept, sorry, let's just play with this game. It's going to say I can't access this because I'm logged in under another account. Sorry. So it's giving me a hard time. But once it's there, it's going to ask you to make a course. You're going to make a course. It's not a big deal. So anyway, you guys can, I'll send you some screenshots of what's happening there. So once you're in the course, this is what it'll look like. And we're in the view. This is your student view. So you can see this right here. This isn't what I see. This is what you see. You'll always come into the course. These are called modules in Canvas. And this is all of the content for the first, I'm calling them tranche. Tranche is just a fancy French word for slice. The reason I use tranche is, well, it's a joke. Back during the financial crisis, there was something called credit default swaps, credit default obligations, mortgage-backed securities. One of the things these types of derivatives, and if you don't know what derivatives mean, it's not a big deal. You won't learn it in this course, just not going to happen. Maybe in a macroeconomics, probably not even there. It's more advanced. It's a finance type topic. But what they did is they would take little pieces of mortgages from a bunch of people or tranches. They'd slice up the mortgages into pieces and put them into different types of derivative packages that banks on Wall Street would buy and sell amongst themselves and sell to investors. So tranche, just a little inside econ joke. Now you get it. Maybe, maybe not. So you see, this is what we're doing in the first week. And you have to remember in summer school, the first week of course equals about 3 weeks of content in a regular semester. So there is a lot of content here, but hopefully you can make it through. The way I have this tranche set up, or this piece set up right now, is it's linear. You have to start at point A and you have to go all the way through to point B. That might change through the semester if it's not working for people. Once you've opened something, though, you can go backwards. You just can't go forwards in front of things. My goal is to make sure that everyone sees everything that is available to be offered. So before we get into what's happening in the modules and how those look, let's click on the syllabus. And the syllabus link gives us a summary, not summary, it gives us a copy of the syllabus, which I'll open in a second. It also gives us a quick summary of all the due dates for what's been assigned so far in the semester. So it's going to tell you that Thursday, June 18th, you've got your first thing due. It's the Production Possibility Frontier CD Shoes assignment. Monday 22nd, which is the end of the first tranche of material, you've got a whole bunch of stuff due, and then by Wednesday of that week, you have an exam due. As a generality, it's a little hard during the summer, but I try to end things on Mondays. For things like exams or some of the topics, we're going to have to do things ending earlier just to make them work out. So you can always check what's due right here. It's going to tell you, once again, all of the dates and when it's due by. I make everything due at 10 p.m. If it's not due at 10 p.m., I probably made a mistake, so you can put a note on Piazza, which we'll hit in a little bit, and say, hey, Joel, you really screwed up. Please change it back where it needs to be. You can also go to the calendar, and you can look at the calendar, and it'll show you everything due for a particular date. So just because it's due on a particular date, I mean, you know, how many of you think you could get all of these assignments done just on Monday, June 22nd? I'm going to say maybe not. You also see a quick ready guide that tells you the weighting of the assignments in the course. So we have exams, 50% of your grade, reader assignments, which we'll talk about SEC, 15%, discussions, 7.5%, assignments, 27.5%, and then the total for the course. So anyway, so if we open the PDF, we need to wait for it to open. Then we click it open. So you get a PDF of the course. This is going to show you a bunch of information. So this semester, I'm trying not to give out my cell phone. In the past, I've given out my cell phone, and I've always given the little caveat. This is for quick questions, not for anything you want me to type out. And then I have people, you know, expecting me to give them homework help over text message. So I'm not going to give out my cell phone this semester. We're going to use something called Piazza. You'll see that in a second instead. So we'll see. So up first is the textbook. It's Principles of Economics. If you noticed on the Delta College Bookstore site, it said that the that the textbook is free online, and it is. In fact, you can come down here, click on the link, and you can get the textbook. I do PDF, and then I always do higher resolution. And then what you want to do is continue without donating unless you feel like giving money to this nonprofit foundations. But, you know, I'm just going to tell you, you've probably got better things you could donate money to than to a free textbook site. Mainly because, well, let me show you where this textbook's coming from. So they're getting support from the William and Flora Hewlett Foundation. In case you don't know who that is, it's founders of HP, right? Hewlett Packard. So it's the Hewlett side of that. You're getting funding from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now, last time I checked, pretty much richest people on the face of the earth, as well as other various groups and foundations that are giving money to fund these textbooks. So these textbooks are free. They come to you from really rich people who have made their living off of students like you graduating college, becoming better off, and going out in the world and getting jobs for them. And so they're trying to provide this free textbook. And we're using this free textbook, not because it's the best textbook, but maybe you guessed it, because it's free. Here's the ISBN. You can buy a physical copy of the book from the website or from the economics bookstore. That's up to you. The other reason we're using the free book is you're going to end up paying for The Economist in a Box, the website that we're using back here. You're paying, well, I'll show you what you're paying for in a second, but you're really paying for the ability for me to lock you into a system, have utter control over everything that you do, live, breathe, and die on this system. I really like that ability. I like the control I have through this module structure. It's something I can't get with Etudes, if some of you have used the Etudes program. And I can't get it in as robust a fashion. So the other side is this is the future. It also gives me speed. I use a lot of Flash animation in the course, and we'll see a few of those in a second. And the Flash animation, you know, anyway, it is what it is. You're also paying, well, we'll click on it now, but I've got kind of a digital textbook I purchased and then have modified over the last year that I've been using it. to suit the purposes of the course. And we'll go through this in more detail in a second. But so you're really paying for all of those costs and then making sure that we end up having a really fast, slick course. For any of you who have taken my course in the past, we were using a program called Sapling Learning, and it was a great program. But as many of my former students can tell you, it had a lot of flaws and technical issues with not being up all the time. So I've got a lot more control over this environment. And so we're going to try to see whether this system works better than Sapling. If it doesn't, I'll just go back Sapling, or I'll find something different. I'm always investigating new opportunities. I'm not tied to anything. My other problem was I adopted Sapling Learning initially, and it was $30. And then very quickly, well, a semester later, they were purchased by McGraw-Hill Publishers, which is one of the largest textbook publishers, and they charge $40. They raised the price to $40. And I thought that was a little disingenuous, raising the price 25% on students. It just didn't seem all that great. And I'm not really supportive of that. In fact, I just went to an economics teaching conference the other week in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I looked at a new product, once again from McGraw-Hill. It's an online textbook, and it was a really cool textbook, and it incorporates a lot of the things I'm trying to do with a bigger budget. But they want $100 flat a year, so that seems a little pricey to me. So we're sticking with this. We'll see where it's cheap. It is cheap. We'll see where it works good. So you are required to have the course website. If you can't afford it, just send me a little email. Say, hey, this is just too much money for me. Although I will offer to you that when I talk to my fellow colleagues, not just at Delta College, but around the state that are community colleges who are using $125, $100, $100, $200 textbooks, they are always amazed that I even care about keeping the cost down for you guys. So the other thing I'd recommend, you've got it on your computer, but it's a simple calculator. Sometimes it's easier to have one in your hand than on your phone or on the computer. Colored pencils and pens, graphing paper are helpful to practice on your own. We'll get to it later. You also need a computer, of course. And then I recommend a quality daily news source, although, you know, we're not face-to-face. So it's, you know, hopefully we can get some stuff that happens current events, but probably not in the online course. So here's textbook. You know about that. There's no official office hours. But I do challenge you, if you're having problems, you can always email me or put a note up on Piazza. Buffalo Wild Wings I've been known to go to on Tuesday nights and meet up with students, or in the afternoon. Here's some important dates. Course description, you guys can read because you're adults, so just do it. Time demands, this course will take a lot of time. You have to figure, if you were face-to-face, you'd be around 8 hours a week in a classroom minimum, plus your homework and everything else. So just remember, I'm expecting you to put probably a good, and I don't think it would take this in all honesty, but I'm expecting you at least to put in a good, you know, 15 to 20 hours in 1 week just on this course before you start emailing me telling me that it's taking too long. The reality is, you know, 8 hours in a course, you're expected based on what the Carnegie Foundation's established for education and the state's adopted to have another 3 hours per hour a week in class in study time. So that's 24. So a total of 32 hours a week is what the government expects this course to take you in doing and completion. So just to give you an idea, you know, so my sympathy extends because I was once a student not too long ago, and I had kids and was working full time and, you know, working overtime and trying to survive, and going to school full time. And I know what it's like, but I also know that you guys will come out better for having learned something as opposed to gain an easy course. It goes without saying, but I've had problems with this in the past. You have to have access to the internet and a computer. This course is not meant to be completed on a tablet or cell phone. There are elements you could do, but, you know, please. Just contact me if you have any technical issues, and I can get a hold of the people at the website. Make sure your computers are adware, malware, spyware, virus-free. I've tried to design the course, or we've tried to design the courses so that they're very simplistic. They do have flash animation. That's the only flashy thing that's going on, pun intended there. But for the most part, everything should be completed in most browsers, no problem. I currently use Chrome. I haven't had the ability to test this on Safari. At some point, I'll put it in my development environment and I'll start looking at it in different things. But it is what it is. If you want to contact me, I would prefer you contact me through Piazza, which we'll get to in a second over here. But if you don't use Piazza, if you think it's a personal issue, you can contact me. Put in Economics 001B Online Summer 2015 in the subject line and talk to me. Just remember, it could take 24 to 48 hours for me to respond to an email. Longer if I receive the message on Friday or over an extended weekend when we have July 4th. I'm trying to be a better parent and father and not go on my phone constantly checking emails. So anyway, you can also find our class page here, and we'll get to that in a second. You know, I'm not a nitpicky guy about spelling and grammar because, well, look at what I write. It's not that good. But at the end of the day, make sure you proofread what you have. Just nothing stupid going on. If you have any disabilities or anything keeping you from being successful in the course, let me know. Contact people on campus. Here's some contact numbers. Here's the course requirements. You know, I've got this little caveat. This is my I can throw you out of course type deal, but I don't really ever invoke this little thing right here about receiving a grade of C- or higher. But I do expect you guys to do well. Exams, 50%. Those are normally the hardest thing for students. If you miss 2 exams, you're going to fail the course. I don't make makeups after the fact. If you think you're going to miss an exam deadline, send me an email or prior and say, hey, this isn't going to happen, and we'll try to get you an extension, okay? Assignments for the course, 27.5% of the grade. There's a bunch of them. Just do them. You're allowed to do them as much as you want. You get to get the highest grade. I'm not extending assignments because I'm going to drop the 2 lowest scores anyway, and there's just too many. It's just not worth it. Reader assignments, there's going to be 1 reader assignment every tranche, so we'll have 6 of them this semester, 1 per week. They're very small. You're going to read something and then write. And then discussions are related to assignments, and they're a small part of your grade. As a rule, I don't give extra credit assignments, but if you complete everything and you still feel like you're falling behind, you can ask, but I'll probably say no. Here's schedule for the course. It gives you what you need to read. I haven't put this on the course website yet, so you definitely want to come back to this document and see what you're reading in the textbook. Although I know just from data and from studies that 92% of students self-admit when they're surveyed that after the end of semester that they never read anything in the textbook. You know, I'd like to say it was better, but I recognize for the most part, a lot of you are going to use the textbook as a reference guide. You're going to try to do the problems and then screw up and then go back to the textbook to look for help and go back to the videos. That's fine by me. The exams are not cumulative until we hit the final. The final will be comprehensive, but it's going to be mainly 80% of it focused on what's come since the 3rd exam, so it won't be too oppressive. You'll have a few days to complete the last exam, but there will be a little bit of time crunch. I probably won't post it till a Monday, and it'll be due Friday. So if you know you have a work schedule where it's hard to get an exam done during the week, definitely that week you're going to want to try to make sure you had some time off to do the exam or set some time aside. Here's the general Delta College grading scheme, and that's the syllabus, so you guys can read it. Please read it. So anyway, we'll go back here. So up next is Piazza. Let's see if this opens in the test student view. I'm not sure if it will. Okay, yeah, so you're going to have Piazza. You're going to join the discussion. I'll show you a little bit more what it looks like inside, but it automatically links through, and thus far it's worked with everyone I've tested on. So right now it says Joel Butel, blah, blah, blah. You're going to choose a new password, confirm your password, click I've read, and then continue. And it will take you to what Piazza looks like, and I'll show you that after I log in. Then for many of you grades, it's important. I'm not sure why. But anyway, I do want to tell you I've disabled the calculation of totals, but you guys can use the weightings to figure out how you're doing in the course. But really what I'm looking for is, you know, are you doing well in the course? How are you doing on these things? Remembering that assignments can all be done until they're perfected, right? So I expect that you guys work hard, you'll get everything done. So let's go look at these modules really quick. And so we can look at the first one, which is the Intro to Econ video. And what this is going to show you is just a video from some, go back to the modules. What's actually going to be first, it's not here because I didn't publish it, is this video. And then you'll have an introduction video. I've decided in this course that the introduction, that all of the videos that I link to, I mean, look at this really quick.
I love economics. I began studying economics when I was 13, and I haven't.
So I'm just going to make this caveat. I do videos. I will be posting videos. In fact, in Piazza, I'll be posting videos to problems if you have problems on homework and can't figure out something. But videos are brutal for me because you've seen this one. I don't have a professional mic. I don't have a professional camera. I don't have a film person. I don't have a special effects budget or animation. So I've chosen to use for the microeconomics course these videos from Marginal Revolution University. In the macroeconomics course, I'll be selecting videos that I think are more apropos from various sources because there is no good single source of videos for macroecon. But in microeconomics, we'll consistently use these videos. But I want to mention, these videos might not work for you. There are other videos out there. So first and foremost, there's my videos. You can search them under my name on YouTube. You can go through and look at these. These are all old videos. None of them are current, but I deleted some things and then regretted it. So for at least the last, what is this, 8 months, 9 months, I haven't deleted anything. So I've been trying to make sure that I keep these alive for longer. So if you're ever interested, you can scroll through, see where I have anything related to the material. Next, some of you might have seen this, and you guys can keep these in mind, is Khan Academy videos.
We're trying to figure out how much of.
So the Khan Academy videos, they're not that bad. He's actually pretty good at going through problems, although the problems sometimes aren't solved the way I would solve them or any economist I've ever met would solve them. But the problems are there. If you're interested in this approach, maybe you're used to it from elementary or high school. I know my kids use it in school. The videos aren't half bad. And the thing they've got going for them is related to micro and macroecon combined. They've got 131 videos. That's a lot of material. So you can always go through Khan Academy and look for something related to what we're talking about. Opportunity cost we'll be talking about this week. You could look at this. Look at this is another topic we're talking about this week. So you can always use the Khan Academy videos. If they work for you, use them. Next up is a young lady named Jody Marvel. She has a website called Economists Do It With Models. Pretty cool graphic image if you ask me. I've got the t-shirt. You can go to her videos as well. You can look through and see she has videos related to micro and macroeconomics, if I recall. And you can look through all of her videos and find ones that correlate to the topic we're talking about. So monopoly, the impact of a cost increase on a monopolist, the math behind externalities and corrective taxes. So you'll have to search her thing and find out what you're looking for. We're getting down to some stuff we do in our class, elasticities and sunk costs and things like this. So anyway, is what it is. But she's got a lot of videos from the looks of this. Let's see, will it tell us? No, it won't tell us, but I'm telling you, there's a lot. So anywho, and then you can even look, Google and YouTube are pretty helpful. They give you other websites that you can watch videos from here. The only other one I'm going to mention and call out in particular, because there's lots of videos out there, is MJM Foodie. I do not know this person. I've never met him, but they have really good videos. I had some students recommend their videos because they're more animated. And for these students, they thought the videos were great. This isn't my cup of tea, but I don't think these are bad videos. So if this is what works for you, then go ahead and watch videos like this. But it's up to you to find the videos that work for you. I'm just going to say, you know, I provide the videos that I'm going to provide, and I link you through to videos I think are important. Doesn't mean those are the only study resources. It's just the beginning. So once you watch the video, there's two things. You could go back to modules. You could go to view all pages. I wouldn't do that. It would just, this isn't really good in my opinion, but I can't take away that link. I would go next. This takes us to the course e-text, and I'm trying to break them down into smaller chunks so that they're easier to find. But this is everything for the first tranche of material. And so you can click on the first item, and you can just go through from start to finish. And what you can see, it has lots of little things for you to do. You guys might want to refer back to this. This is a full glossary of economic terms and concepts. As I said, when I first started teaching online, I realized that my students were starved for information. They did not have a lot of access to information. So notice what I did there is I clicked on abnormal profits, then went absolute advantage, then back to abnormal because for whatever reason, Flash was buggy. And it's been consistently buggy, so sometimes you have to click around to get it to start working. These are animations, and you know, the computer I'm doing this on is really old, and I think I currently have like 80 tabs open for Chrome, which is really probably hurting me. So you can look through, you'll find maybe you need to do this, especially if your computer's old like mine, or if you're flipping it too fast. It seemed to catch up there, so who knows. But anyway, this is a lot of terms. This is every term. In fact, we won't even do all of these terms, but these are every term related to economics, micro and macroeconomics. So you'll want to refer to this in the future. Then we go on, we've got fundamental economic concepts, and this is broken down into different things, and it's going to have a lot of material, and you can click for it at top or the bottom. You can always go back to the index. So I'll get you down here. We've got a discussion here. You can click on the play to go forward to different points, and it'll describe everything. Then we get down here to this. We've got an application where we can build a plot, so we can go 0 and 24. I don't want to do the whole thing for you, but you click on the points, 1 and 23. And when you click all the points all the way down to here, you end up with a complete graph, and it'll complete the graph. And then you can go through and you can click on a new one and do the next thing. So just follow the directions. You can always check your answers, but I'd encourage you to try it first, then check your answers. It's your chance to try graphing something on your own. So we've got all of these things. Then we have key terms for micro and macroeconomics. The macro econ, if you're in the micro course, is more detailed than you need, so just kind of skim it. And likewise, if you're taking the macro course, the micro course details go a little too in-depth, but it is what it is. You click it on, you can find out a bunch of key terms related to that. So just skim through them. I've got a section on famous economists just for the hell of it, because I like to refer to different economists, and you know, it's helpful if you know who they are. So as of right now, I haven't decided. Well, maybe I'll throw in 1 or 2 questions on the first test about it, but I hate to throw in questions that you can just Google the answer to. Then I have a section on branches of economics. In macroeconomics, there might be some slight deviation here. I haven't decided yet. But these are the different groups of economics that are available. Yeah, if you're into this.
Monetarists are a group of economists who are critical.
You can listen to really cool British voices talk, so it is what it is. You know, I paid a lot of money for this content. As I said, students were kind of starving. They didn't have a way to, they were not doing well on problem sets and whatnot. And so, you know, please use this content, use it for what it is. I think some of these are corny, but my wife said, throw them in. She likes them, so you can play tic-tac-toe and answer questions. So, you know, do what you do. I don't know, I didn't even read it. Oh, I got it right. So if you get it wrong, it's an O, just an FYI. Let's see. Oh man, I'm guessing good. Let's try. Oh, I won. Okay, all by guessing. So statistically, that shouldn't have happened. But anyway, you didn't win this round. Do you want to try blackout? Blah, blah, blah. You can go yes and try to cover the whole thing, or you go no. So anyway, is what it is. To restart it, you would just refresh. So go back. But there's tic-tac-toe, there's crosswords, word search, all related to different concepts in micro and macroeconomics. So, and you can see some of them are biased more towards microeconomics. There's micro-econ flashcards, macro-econ flashcards. This might help some of you, although the exam shouldn't be that high pressure, high stakes environment, because I am not, at this point, going to time the exam. I haven't decided in the future. So anyway, so you go, oh, what is that? Okay, tells me. Okay, so then you have a little final quiz that you can do. This one's for microeconomics. For macro, you'll have macroeconomic definitions quiz. So this is the course website. So anyway, is what it is. When you're done with it, you can just close that and you can go right back to the website for the course. And you could have clicked on next. I clicked on modules in my haste. So if you look through, you go here. Okay, you can see that as well. So anyway, so you guys can kind of click through these. You also have this quiz is locked till June 15th, but you'll have quizzes to take. Let's see, one on positive normative. Oh, this one I unlocked, so you can take this quiz and you can get a chance to see what these look like. This one's really straightforward. It's just matching. So you're going to look at that term, find the thing that it's measuring, do that for all of it, submit. So we go back to modules. What else do we want to show you really quick? So we also end up with these types of discussions. This one's due early, notice it's due on Thursday. I made it due early because you're going to upload a graph. It's going to be one of the first things we really do in class. And then once you've submitted it, on the 18th that night, someone's going to come through, or the computer is going to automatically come through and assign you 3 other people to kind of grade how they did. So you'll have a chance to try your hand at grading, mainly because there's no way, because the micro macro content's duplicated for first week, especially in a summer session, there's no way I could do 150 people and get it graded. So we're going to see how you guys do it grading each other. But anyway, is what it is. You've got another one. You've got a discussion related to that assignment. Let's see if this is open. Nope, still locked. So you'll be able to open that tomorrow at 8 a.m. We also have a reader for the course. The way the readers work, let me get out of this because I do want you to see what a reader looks like. Leave student view. Okay, so the readers give you a link to articles. And then it's got some little directions. This is supposed to be an iterative process. You're going to write and rewrite, assuming you don't get a perfect score. And so you're going to answer some questions. These questions should be in complete sentences. Some of them are simple enough. So here you could do 1, 2, 3 sentences. But many of these, I would like you to expand into a paragraph or sometimes even more. If you need to, you can always upload an attachment to the website with a graph if any of the questions ask for a graph to be shown. And what's going to happen is you're going to submit your answer. And then once you've submitted, you'll be able to see what everyone else has written. Plus, you'll be able to see when myself or Kelvin, who's my grader over the summer, when we go in and we respond to you and say, hey, this wasn't all that great. Could you change this or this? I really want you to do that because you're going to change it until you get a perfect score, right? So anyway, when we get to that, I'm sure people will have questions, but it is what it is. Then we'll have the examination. This exam will not open until next Monday or not next, but the following Monday at 8 a.m. and it will close on the 24th as of right now. I might have to extend that out a little bit later in the week. Actually, no, I opened it, I believe, on the 19th, sorry, and it closes on the 24th. That way, if people need the weekend, they have the weekend, or they can do something during the week. And that exam, once again, will just cover this material. So you can do all of this without paying for the course. Make sure you're going to stay in the course, see how you're doing, see what you're going to do. And then after you're satisfied, you can come through and you can click for payment for the course. And as I said, we're trying to keep the cost down very low. So the cost is, the micro course is $30. If you happen to be in my micro and macroeconomics course together this semester, the cost is $40. So when you do this, you're going to click on the link. It's going to take you through. This is a script from something called eJunkie. They just allow us to set up things so that it auto forwards. But this is microeconomics in a box. It's $30. You can either pay through a PayPal account or you can pay with just a debit or credit card without ever registering for the account. So you can go through debit card, credit card, put your information, hit pay. Once you do that, it's going to take you and it will send you an email with a code. When you're done with all of that, you'll close out. When you're done with the whole payment process, you'll hit next. And once again, if you want to pay for both, it's just $40 for the micro and macro. And then you'll go to next and you'll do a quiz. And the quiz, all you're going to do is put in the code. And if you put in the code correctly, you get 1 point. That point, I guess, is extra credit. No, it's not, because it's a practice quiz. But it's going to give you that point so that you can go ahead and take the rest of the course throughout the semester. And once again, as I said before, if you feel like if you feel like you don't have enough money and things aren't looking good for you, just always send me an email. I have quite a few of these codes that I can just give you for free. You know, try not to take advantage of it, because it does cost the company a lot of money to put this up for us. And I've worked hard to make sure that we get a cheap price. And we're not going to hopefully see prices go up in the future the way I saw them go up with Sapling Learning. So anyway, I'm trying new things, so we'll see how that works. And I'm sure that tomorrow I'll be getting a lot of emails from people who are disgruntled and saying, this didn't work. So if it didn't work, then we'll make it work. Anyway, this is the course in a box, but fortunately we don't need to pay right away. You can just take the course. So anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so let me stop my screen sharing for now. Okay, and I need to go back here. Okay, so anyway, that's our course in a nutshell. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at jbeutel@deltacollege.edu, and I'll respond as quickly as possible. Just for the benefit of those of you who listen through the end, you could give me a call if you have a problem as well. 951 area code 951-236-0467. 236-0467. Anyway, I look forward to working with you guys for the whole semester. Oh, there is one last thing I did want to show you. Screen share, entire screen share. Go back to the course. Go to courses, open. Okay, here we are. I want to show you what Piazza actually looks like. So right now, I've got a fairly basic load. When you guys log in, it's going to show you the introduction that I wrote. I'm going to start putting material up here. You guys can create things here. Nothing on this website's graded. It's a place to come to ask questions. And so hopefully we'll set things up. I'm going to try to set up tags. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this website more effectively, but we're going to try to use Piazza right now and see how this is doing. Anyway, with that, thanks a lot for listening through to the whole session. And let me go back here so I can see where I am. So thanks for listening to this whole segment. Have a good week and have a good summer. And once again, always just contact me, and let's make this a good semester for you and a successful conclusion course. Once again, the only thing you should be able to get at 100% all of your readers, 100% or close to it on all of your assignments. They don't have to be perfect. I want you to learn from them and do them. The only variance in the grades will come in from the examination scores. So anyway, that is assuming you actually do all of the work. So anyway, have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.